one neighbor to another, WCTE PBS is here for you. Coming up next is Live at 5 on WCTE and its streaming platforms to provide updates on communities throughout Central Tennessee.
Hi there, and welcome to Live at 5. I'm Becky Magura, and I'm so excited you're with us tonight. We have a great show. Coming up, we'll have Mayor Ricky Shelton. We're also going to be visiting Smithville with Shan Stout and Suzanne Williams. And we'll get to hear from the main person at PBS over programming, Sylvia Bugg. You're going to hear more about her. But first, I'm super excited to have my neighbor and friend, Kris Ballinger, back. We're doing another That's It in a Nutshell digital series segment. So, hey, Kris, what have you got for us this week?
Oh, I've got hearts for you. It's all about love. Yep. Yeah, it's mostly about heart rocks. But actually, when you start collecting heart rocks, you start noticing a lot of other things that are shaped like hearts too. So the main thing is heart rocks, though.
Now, how long have you been doing that? How long have you been, you're a loving person. I know that. So tell us, how long have you been looking for hearts out in nature and other places?
You know, I've always noticed hearts, but it seems like it was probably 10 years ago that I kind of got the idea to collect heart rocks. And I was up in Michigan walking on the beach on Lake Michigan and just looked down and saw this really beautiful heart rock and picked it up. And that kind of started the collection, which is kind of insane at this point. I've probably got hundreds of heart rocks around the house and the yard, and I've given them away, and they're just everywhere. But I just love them. They're really fun. It's a fun little hobby.
So can you give us an example of a heart rock? I know we're going to see a video. I know you've put together a really cool video for us, but do you have an example of one?
Well, I do actually. Imagine that. Here's a pretty good one. I found this one on the Hiwassee River down in southern Tennessee, and but then they come. Sometimes they're really small, like that.
Oh wow!
See that? So I find them all different sizes. I've found some so big that I can't bring them home with me. I've taken pictures of them. I saw one really big one about 40 feet down in Lake Michigan one time. So,
oh wow!
Yeah. So anyway, that's how I got started doing it. And
go
ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say it's just been a really fun thing because it's fun to share them. I give a lot of them away as gifts. I've sent them off to Scotland and Japan and different places when friends have come to visit. And people have given me a lot of heart rocks. They'll be traveling and pick up one and go, I'm going to take that back to Kris. And so I've got some from other countries also that were gifts from Italy and Denmark and, just different countries like that. So it's pretty cool.
Super cool. Okay, we're going to take a look at the video you've created, and we'll be back in just a few moments to talk about it. Kris, I loved the video. I love seeing hearts in all kinds of places, including, I think, that cup of coffee. That was pretty cool. So tell me about the music and what inspired you to put together this video.
Well, the music is by our good friend Matt Flinner. He's a great mandolin player off of his album, The View From Here. So that was really cool. And I wanted to put together the video just because there's so many rocks. I wanted to get a good sampling. Some of my favorite ones are really unusual. Like I've got one it's a fossil. You know, it's a really cool fossil that I found here in Tennessee. And here's another one with a fossil in it. And here's a holy heart. So, they're all different. There's no such thing as like a really perfect heart, but that's what makes it so cool because our hearts are all different and, they're all perfect in their own way. So I
love that. And I love that it looks like you've inspired your children and your grandchildren and the 30 seconds we have left. Any thoughts on that?
Well, it's just fun, they not only collect heart rocks, but as you saw in the video, my granddaughter held up a chip at the Mexican restaurant that was shaped like a heart. So they're seeing hearts in different ways now too, which is really fun.
All right, Kris. Well, we look forward to talking to you again. Anything else?
Oh, I guess that just about covers the rocks. I guess that's it in a nutshell.
Okay, thanks, Kris. We'll be back with more Live at 5 right after this.
Red, White, and Boom from Cookeville, a fireworks presentation only on WCTE PBS.
Well, I'm so excited with our next guest. We have the City of Cookeville Mayor, Ricky Shelton. Ricky, I'm so excited to talk to you about Red, White, and Boom, which is coming up this weekend. Tell me how we're going to be celebrating the 4th of July here in Cookeville.
Yes, thanks, Becky. I appreciate you having me on. So it's our 7th annual Red, White, and Boom. We'll be kicking off on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Putnam County Fairgrounds. We'll have the classic car cruise-in that we've had every year. And then Saturday night, the 129th U.S. Army Band will perform a free concert in Dogwood Park at 7:30. Both of those are free admission, so come to those. And then on Sunday, July the 4th, that's our traditional time of where we celebrate Independence Day, especially here in Cookeville as well. And so we have some special things this year. Last year we were one of the few places that even had a fireworks and celebration, and WCTE was a huge part of that for us last year. We did a virtual concert and had the fireworks. This year we're back to a live venue, and we're very excited about that. So we'll be having a celebration of Upper Cumberland music at the fairgrounds. The gates open at 3:30 p.m. and we'll begin at 4 p.m. We have a great lineup of music that day, Smoky Nights, the Shira Brothers, the Split Decision, Avery Trace Bluegrass Band, Robbing Reality. It comes on at 6:45, and then at 7:30, leading up to the 9 p.m. fireworks, Jake Hoot will be on our stage, and so got a huge stage coming in. We're expecting a very large crowd. This will be one of the first big live music events, certainly in this area, and we're back to full capacity. The fairgrounds will hold around 1,000 cars, and we'll certainly park those. And as the fairgrounds is centrally located here in Cookeville, so you can park and walk in. There's no admission. There's no admission to park. There's no admission to come in the gate, and there's no admission for the concert. And so all of this is made possible by our great partners that have been with me for basically 7 years and helping Better Cookeville put this on for our community.
So what is Better Cookeville? I know that is something that you've developed to really try to help bring some incredible quality of life events to our region. Can you tell me about Better Cookeville?
It is. It's a nonprofit that my wife Shannon and I started about 4 years ago, and it literally is just to help us facilitate putting some events on. Obviously, we do Red, White, and Boom, Christmas in the Park. We were able to do Jake Hoot celebration back to Cookeville, Hoot at the Hoop, and then we do some other things in the community as far as just helping in some initiatives and things, and that's what we want to continue to do. But that's really what it is. It's just to better the quality of life in Cookeville, and we're honored and excited about that. There's no paid staff to that. My wife and I get no money out of that. All the money that we raise goes 100% back into the community for events such as this. And again, I'll say, we couldn't do anything like this. You know how that is with any kind of event. We couldn't do that without partners helping us and sponsoring and making it possible. A fireworks show to the magnitude that we have, which is one of the largest in the Southeast. It's the second largest in Tennessee. Of course, Nashville always has a huge one. They didn't last year, but they're back this year. But the great thing about Cookeville is you can watch anywhere in this side of town, the Interstate Drive, Jefferson Avenue, all over the place. So you can park wherever you want to watch it. Certainly we'll welcome you to come into the fairgrounds area. We'll have 8 food trucks on site to serve food, and we'll have a medical pavilion there, Cookeville Regional Medical Center, Putnam County Health Department, and Blood Assurance will have an on-site medical pavilion that, if you wanted a COVID vaccine or to give blood or some wellness initiatives, we'll have those there as well.
That's terrific. And will Stonecom be available to do the music again?
Yes, so you'll be able to tune in to the Stonecom stations. That's Light Rock 95.9, Rock 93.7, and 106.9 Kicks Country. And the 100% of the show is choreographed and synchronized to music. We'll have a couple of special surprises in there like we usually do. We'll be streaming the event as well, and I know WCTE is going to participate in that. We appreciate that. I appreciate your partnership always in all things here in the community, and certainly a part of this. And so also then on my Facebook page and Mayor Porter's Facebook page, we'll be streaming it live as well.
Well, we are excited to be a part of that, Mayor, and wish you the very best and a happy 4th of July. And right as we're wrapping up, I know you're the Chief Strategy Officer for Cookeville Regional Medical Center. What are you going to have in September that's a big deal?
Well, it's very exciting for our community. So the first hospital in Cookeville was launched September 15th, 1921. So we're going to be celebrating 100 years of hospital care. That was started in a building right over off of around Broad Street, just off the courthouse square, and then became Cookeville General Hospital in 1950, and then became Cookeville Regional Medical Center. So we're going to celebrate that and celebrate all that's involved in that and the importance of Cookeville Regional Medical Center in our entire community and region.
Thank you so much, Ricky. We'll get you back in September.
Sounds good.
WCTE will also be at the Smithville Fiddlers Jamboree in addition to bringing you those fireworks. So we'll be back in just a few moments with Shan Stout and Suzanne Williams.
Hi, this is Sam Stout, President and Director of the Smithville Fiddlers Jamboree. The Jamboree is back live in person and better than ever as we celebrate 50 years of old-time Appalachian music and crafts. Celebrate this milestone with us on Friday, July the 2nd, starting at 7 p.m., and July the 3rd, starting at 5 p.m., featuring bluegrass music, square dance competitions, and your favorite food booths. It's the 50th anniversary celebration of the Smithville Fiddlers Jamboree.
What a fun show this is. It's going to be a tremendous weekend in the Upper Cumberland, and I'm really excited because we'll be in Smithville for the Jamboree. This is the 50th anniversary of the Smithville Fiddlers Jamboree. I have with me Shan Stout and Suzanne Williams, and they are going to tell us all about it. What do you think, girls?
Hey, Becky.
Hey, Becky. Well, we're super excited. After last year having a virtual jamboree, we are ready to come alive and in person this year.
Believe it or not, we still have people asking us, is the jamboree going to be in person? So this is a resounding yes.
Yes, it is going to be in person, and we're also going to be bringing you the broadcast on Friday night at 7 and also on Saturday night at 5. But Shan, you guys have a lot of competition that happens in between there. You want to talk about when things are going to get rolling?
Oh, yes. Now, Friday and Saturday, everything kicks off as usual at 9 a.m., and it usually ends around 10 p.m. It may go even later this year because we have so many things in store. For the schedule of competitions, go to smithvilljamboree.com. You can see all the musical instruments in order. And we don't have time schedules set up for that because we may have 50 people sign up for dobro and 17 people sign up for fiddle. Yeah. And we just start from the top and work our way down until all the competitions wrap up for that evening. And we're also adding inclusive categories for special needs children, teens, and adults for 2021. Thanks to our virtual jamboree last year, which means we have a brand new handicap accessible stage, and we are so very proud to offer that this year.
Wow, that is an incredible addition. And really, in the virtual, that was one of my favorite segments in the virtual jamboree, which you all did a fabulous job with, by the way. So, Suzanne, what do you think about, what does this mean to the city of Smithville? Tell us how the really refocusing the jamboree in this way and celebrating the 50 years, what does it bring to the community and the region?
I'll tell you, it has brought a whole new level of excitement, as Shan can tell you. We have had just, we've got the governor coming, which is a huge deal.
And the First Lady.
Oh, and the First Lady.
Maria Lee. That just came, that's breaking news, Becky. We just found out about 15 minutes ago.
And, and then, of course, Becky, Tennessee is celebrating kind of a special year also. So being able to have our 50th year and Tennessee's 225, we're just so excited to be celebrating that together. But the whole community's just stepped up. We're all working together and just ready for those visitors to get here.
Well, we're ready to be there too, and we'll be bringing that coverage to you from the square. But this show will re-air on the 4th of July, and so the big festivities will be past, but you've got some exciting things in store for the 50th anniversary. Can you share that with us?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Now, if it's not enough that the governor's coming, we also have a Blue Blaze Award recipient for 2021, Jamie Daly of Daly and Vincent. And a happy coincidence, the Tennessee Department of Tourism and the Music Pathways Group, they have honored Darren Vincent with a Music Pathways marker that's going to be mounted on the Smithville Square, and it's going to be unveiled live on Saturday at, 6 p.m.? 6 p.m. on Saturday, and that is July 3rd. And so we are going to not only honor Jamie for his contribution to bluegrass music, but then we're going to honor Darren and unveil the Music Pathways marker, and then they have agreed to do a concert at the same time. So it is just so much excitement going on.
Yeah,
wow,
and I think
that
that's
is exciting.
On Saturday. Yeah, 5 p.m. is when Jamie comes out, right? And then Darren
yes, because Friday the governor is 6 p.m.
Yes.
So we've got a lot of time floating around.
So
wow,
anyway,
it's going to be... It's going to be very, very busy. But now, what are you doing for the 50th anniversary that people can remember it long after this jamboree is over? Aren't you creating a book or something?
Well, I have right here the editor's proof, and this is the 50th. This is 50 years of the jamboree. So from 1972 to 2021. And it's got stories, it has pictures, it has original press releases from the very first jamboree, and all the things that are behind the scenes that you may or may not know. I've learned so very much. We're so excited. We worked with MTSU and Tennessee Tech and the Archives Department. They pulled letters from Joel Evans and just so many interesting things that I've never laid my eyes on. And so this is going to be such a treasure. And for the men that maybe don't want to read the book, but they want to have something to remember the jamboree, my husband's real excited about this. We have a commemorative knife available, but we only have 50 knives for the 50 years. So it's going to truly be a collectible.
Wow, that is super, girl. I think you better order some more knives. That's all I can say.
That's what I said.
Well, hey,
said.
We're out of time, but I'm going to see you on the square, okay?
We can't wait.
Goodbye.
The police announced to us, all you niggers, get up from the lunch counter or we're going to arrest you.
A new generation of young people, black and white, began to demand change. Some of them paid a heavy price.
It was like being involved in a holy crusade. It became a badge of honor.
Eyes on the Prize is an iconic PBS series that has been brought back to life by PBS and the World Channel and is currently airing on Wednesday nights at 10 o'clock. We had the chance to talk with Sylvia Bugg. She is the Chief Programming Executive and General Manager of PBS General Audience Programming. Listen to this.
First, thank you for having me today, and it's always a pleasure to spend time with you. So I'm actually honored to be a part of the program today. Thanks to a lot of the great work that Chris Hastings and Liz Chang are doing at the World Channel, and they're terrific partners to public media and PBS as well. Chris had worked really hard to cultivate and continue the relationship with Blackside, the estate of Eyes on the Prize. And so he had actually done some work with Eyes on the Prize several years back. He had actually produced some original shoulder content. And so when an opportunity came about to bring Eyes on the Prize, this iconic series, back to public television, we said yes immediately. What is it that we need to do? And so the teams spent several months working on a framework that we could bring back both Eyes on the Prize 1 and 2, as well as offer season 1 on digital platforms. And so it's just been terrific. I remembered going back and doing some research years ago on Henry Hampton and listening to some of his iconic speeches. And so he actually presented a speech to the PBS annual meeting the year that I was graduating from college in 1992. And a lot of those words just really stuck with me. And he talked about the series, that it was really about the American civil rights movement, but it was also about what he called the expansion of American democracy. And so to be able to work on bringing this series back to public television is quite special.
It started in 1987, I believe, was released. And so how is it relevant today?
That's a great question, Becky. And we all know, we've heard this phrase, how history helps to shape the present and inform the future. And there's an author by the name of Deborah McCauley who has some work on that particular theme. And I think it's especially relevant today as we all are having conversations throughout our communities about our lived experiences, what brings us together, what may sometimes divide us, but we all know that we look for those ways to be in meaningful and thoughtful dialogue. And I think that's especially important for the work that we do in public television. And so if we can have these kinds of programs that really do inform our past, but helps to put a lens on those conversations that are taking place today across the country, I think are so important and relevant during these times as well.
Sylvia, you're the Chief Programming Executive and General Manager of General Audience Programming at PBS, which I will just tell you as a station, and I know people all across the country feel the same, we are so excited to see you in this position. What a wonderful, wonderful, amazing work you bring to PBS, but to be at the helm at this time is just so important. Can you share with me what the commitment of PBS is to diversity in content and also in content creators?
Yes, Becky, thank you. And I am honored and so fortunate to have an opportunity to sit in this chair at this moment. So in many of the conversations that PBS's President and CEO Paula Kerger and I had last fall, it really, for me, was a full circle moment, because some people may not know that I worked at PBS. It was my second job out of college, and I started working in programming as the scheduling assistant way back when. Stephen Gray, who was also head of scheduling, working with Stephen Ashley, who's now at Masterpiece, by the way. So I started very young working for PBS. And so I remembered watching a lot of the programming And in many ways, I think seeing what the opportunities could be for bringing more diversity and equity and inclusion, not just in our content, but also in our makers. And I remembered, working with a lot of great talent. And I thought, what a bright future we have. And being in this important, critical time, I think the fact that we can focus on those programs and those professional development opportunities and our partnerships as well across public media, diversity is core to our business. And so we want to be positioned where we can do even more of this kind of work. And so we've recently announced some of those initiatives that can really help to bring in the resources, I think, that are needed to help foster all producers from all diverse backgrounds. And we're looking at some opportunities locally that we can work with stations to help amplify this work. So we have a lot that's in development right now. There's a lot that we'll be doing for the future. And we're having great conversations with our friends at the Corporation for Public Broadcasting about what some of that collaborative work might look like. So again, I think especially now that we're in this moment of such importance in terms of diversity of storytelling and who's telling the story and through what lenses we can experience not only history, but today's environment, it's so important. And so I am very excited about this work as we go forward and looking forward to working with even more partners and stations across public media to help meet some of our objectives.
I know there's also really wonderful tools available for educators and students and parents through PBS Learning Media. Can you share with me some of the assets that Eyes on the Prize people can find there?
I'm pleased that PBS Learning Media, we worked closely with World Channel to help put together a collection of interviews and videos for grades 9 through 12. And that package was called Eyes on the Prize, Then and Now. And they featured conversations with people like the iconic John Lewis, other leaders of the Black Lives Matter movement and other organizations that are really dedicated to bringing all voices and perspectives into conversations to explore where we are now as a country. And this was a representation of ways that we take important topics of a film and we encourage engagement and dialogue even with older students. And so often I will peek over on the PBS Learning Media website myself, and I will take a look at some of the great resources that are coming out of our PBS education team to sometimes help me even get a refresher on who some of these iconic leaders were and how it really ties into today.
You can catch Eyes on the Prize on Wednesday nights at 10 and also on PBS Passport through WCTE as a member. Hey, thanks to all of our guests tonight. You have a safe and happy 4th of July, and we'll see you next time on Live at 5.
From one neighbor to another, WCTE PBS is here for you. Join us again tomorrow for today's show to re-air again at 5 p.m. We will return with a live news show on Thursday of next week at 5 p.m. Thank you for watching.